Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go, let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know it can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News. Let's go. Let's start this show. Let's go, let's go. Oh, let's start this show.
Good morning. Good morning. Now I want to make sure y'all can hear me this time. I ain't playing around. I'm added to the stream. I'm here. Good morning, y'all. Listen, I know it's 8:30 and y'all looking like, okay, what happened to 6:30, Roman? Okay, what happened to 6:30? You was with me at the 6:30. Now you pushing. Listen, this is just it's that kind of week. Y'all gotta understand it's that kind of week. It's that kind of week. Shout out to the crew. Thank y'all for being here with me. Thank y'all for joining me for another hot topics and local news show. You know, we got so much stuff to get into. As always, shout out to the members and moderators. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. And thank you for being a member. And thank you to the new members and the new folks who are joining the channel. Thank y'all. I appreciate the love and the support. You'll trust me, you'll find it to be a pleasure to be here. It's always a joy. Shout out to the dopest subscribers. Thank y'all for making me happy to come down. And if you have not hit that like button, you know I'm side-eyeing behind this video. I'm side-eyeing you like, what's good? Give me a hug. Give me some love. All likes matter over here. And if you're just waiting to the end of the show, okay, I feel you. But make sure you do give me that like though. And if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing today. Like right now, like literally while you're doing this right now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You ain't missing a thing. And turn on your notification bell so you'll know when the next video drops. And if you want to show me some love, you can always do so by sending anything to $, Roman L. Jackson. It always goes back to supporting the channel and what we do here. And as you know, we do a lot. Okay. So without further ado, crew, crew, good morning. Good morning to y'all. Good morning. Good morning. And listen, this is today was my bad because see, let me tell you, I was laying in the bed. I fought all my alarms, my 3 a.m. alarm, my 4 a.m. alarm, my 6. So 6:30, this nigga was like, so you're not going to get up for your show. And I was like, what? It processed different. It hit different than I was like, what? I was like, what you mean? He's like, you really just gonna not get up for your? I said, I'm not gonna do a show today. I'm gonna come by tomorrow. I'm thinking about it in my head right now. He was like, that's lame. So he literally was like turned over and was like, that's lame. And I said, wow. So Roman got his ass up at 6 a.m. around 6:15. I made me some coffee and I sat down and said, let me put my show together. Now, let me tell you how important that is. It is always important for somebody to motivate you or to push you to do something you like to do. I never had nobody push me on YouTube but my subscribers, but y'all. So I was like, okay, let me get my ass up in here. I said, well, make sure you walk my dog. And so we're here. Shout out to him for doing that, pushing me. Because I would have did my show. Did we lose a camera? I would have did my show tomorrow morning, so I could get more information, especially about let me see, did the camera come back? You all let me know. I think I pulled the cord out. Fucking around with the fuck around. I think I pulled a cord out on the side. Hold up. Ah, he back. So yeah, we're here. So shout out to y'all. Good morning, y'all. We have a lot of announcements and positive news to get to. We have our word of the day today. You know, we do a quote of the day. Sometimes we might do a question of the day, but today we're going to do a word of the day. And our word of the day comes from someone we all know dearly, and that we're familiar with. And I wanted to open the show with this. I saw it and I said, oh, that's a good little message. I see what you're hitting on. So y'all check this out. And if you're just coming in the room, make sure you give me that like. So here's our word of the day from our brother, Carlos King.
Happy Sunday, Braindrops. I wanted to give you guys a message that has been sitting on my spirit, okay? In this new season of life, it is very important that you always choose you. And sometimes choosing you means you have to leave certain people behind. It doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't make them horrible people, okay? It just makes them people who you recognize that at a certain season in your life, they were there for you and you needed them. But as you continue to grow into who you want to be, as you become successful, and as you reach your highest potential, and as you continue to grow and grow into the person that God blessed you with, you're going to realize that certain people cannot go on this journey with you.
And baby, if anybody always need that constant reminder, it's me. It's always me. You know, I'm a Libra. We like routine patterns, doing something all the time, same people all around. We get very complacent in a place of success. And so I think this is a great message. Sometimes when you're moving forward in your life and you're doing things and you're progressing, there will be people you need to let go. You may love them to pieces, but for your own health, your own success, you may need to let them go. Now, this doesn't mean you treat them poorly or you wish them hell. It just simply means that, you know, hi, how are you? I understand, but baby, I cannot even do that anymore. You got to own that. You know, remember our 4 words moving into this year. And baby, I see these words popping up everywhere. So, crew, take these words with you: affirmation, conviction, evolution, and having faith in yourself. So this is another one, you know, if you have to shake some people, hey, you have to shake them. And if the universe, and sometimes people swap out God for the word universe, but if the universe and God conspires for you to have that person or those people or things in your life, it'll come back. But for your own sake, sometimes you need to just ease on by, step on by, you know. Um, and so that's what I wanted to open. I felt like that was a really, really good quote to start the show with today. And if anybody needed to hear that, it was definitely me. Now, you know, this is our Black History Month. And, you know, in addition to definitely celebrating the history, definitely looking at the culture, and I don't want to downplay. I felt like I was doing a little downplaying of celebrating and highlighting important facts from the history. I don't want to downplay that at all. But I want to make sure, as in parallel doing that, we're highlighting organizations who are doing the work. So what we do here at the King Roman News Channel during Black History Month, we pay it forward. Okay, we get involved and we support Black nonprofits. Now, I'm not a rich bitch. I ain't balling like that, but we definitely do our part. And I want you to feel like you're a part of this initiative as well, because trust me, the support, the love I get from the channel, it goes directly into doing things like this. And let me tell you all, thank you all for the cash apps. Literally, you don't have to send me a cash app for these. Seriously, after the show, I literally get a cash apps, and the messages say to support the donations. Thank you all so much. Remember, this is from Google AdSense. Okay, they paying us through the AdSense, and we putting it right back into other organizations. So we literally funneling the money. So if you do support, just know that it's just gonna go to the bucket to next week, and I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to, hold your dollars. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. You can directly support them directly, because everything counts. You can double up on our support from. So remember that. Just remember, and that's genuinely from my heart. Seriously, I'm doing this for y'all. I'm like showing y'all like ways to do this. So today's organization, see, what I found out is that there are a lot of parents who have a lot of children, well, not parents, and there are a lot of children that are special needs. And if you're not, now this is going to go into the beef, but if you're in the beef sector, you hear a lot of times a lot of parents talking about their children with special needs, and a lot of people not understanding the difficulties and the financial constraints and pressures it puts on parents. And so I wanted today, during our education week and focusing on education, and not just teaching, but also understanding how to teach, I wanted to focus on our Black mothers and fathers who deal with children with special needs, and how you and I can get involved and support them. So there's this organization called Eastern Seals, and they are, let me tell you this, they are the top of the top when it comes to providing specialized education curriculum, training for a lot of organizations when it comes to dealing with autistic children or children with special needs. And so within this organization, they have a focus on Black children. And so I was very, very shocked. I was very taken aback. And it was honestly, I think it was full circle. I learned a lot. So here's some things I learned really quickly from this website. Black children with autism are less likely to be identified at an early age. Black children with autism were 5 times as likely to be misdiagnosed with behavior disorders. And crew, in our local news, we see this all the time. We see this all the time with these kids being misdiagnosed because of behavior. And I said that, behavioral issues being misdiagnosed. And then parents of Black children in special education programs often do not know their rights in negotiating an individualized education plan, representing their interests during IEP meetings with school districts. Now, see, when I told you I learned some stuff, I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that parents also have the opportunity to sort of intervene in an IEP and say, hey, okay, this may work and that may not work. And if you didn't know, well, we both now know, okay, that's a right of a parent. This organization helps parents negotiate their IEP plans free of charge. Okay. So if you're a parent out there and you got a child in public schools and you need to go through and you don't even know that you could do this, and you want to understand maybe what are some things I need to work on, here we go. And so it also, Black parents that suspect that their child may not be developing on par with their peers can have a difficult time securing appropriate educational and medical resources to address their concerns, oftentimes leading doing things that they shouldn't be doing, or feeling neglected or becoming neglected and falling behind. And so you have an organization that'll say, hey, I'll pair with you. What do you need? Now, this organization is all possible through grants and donations. This isn't a pay for pay service. This is a free service. So I looked at their organization, and the woman who leads the Black Child Fund is a Michelle Obama. Um, I was gonna say homegirl, but that might be an inappropriate word. But she served on the Equitable Nutrition in Schools Advisory Council to First Lady Michelle Obama. Her name is Erica L. Watson. She's the National Director for Childhood Development, Education, and Equity at Easter Seals National Office. She aims to improve the lives of children of color with intellectual or developmental disabilities and their families. To date, her initiative, Dress for Success, which is a not-for-profit on helping unemployed and underemployed women build skills, which we'll look at next week when we get into workforce skills. To date, her organization has served more than 30,000 women on Capitol Hill. So she's a woman about her business. So here are the number of services that they provide: early childhood education, inclusive childcare, youth in transition, support, and education. There's also this Black Child Fund that I told you about, specifically to help Black children, Black parents deal with some of the hurdles in addressing some of the systemic, barriers built in helping your child succeed. Um, Here's another program I thought was cute too: enriching education for Black students with disabilities. Now, this is the organization. This is a program that's virtual, where it's peer to peer. So if you have a child with special needs, they peer them up with another child with special needs online, and they're able to learn together peer to peer. So it's taking them out of a setting, a bunch of people in a class, putting them one on one with another one similar to their learning style, while there's an instructor, and it becomes more engaging. I'm not alone, I'm with someone else. A question you might ask might help me out. So I thought that was great as well. To be honest with you, it's some adults who need, let me be quiet. There's some adults who need that, really. So we did our part. We gifted them $30. Your donation of $30 enables us to provide support to over 1.5 million people with disabilities each year, including children, adults, seniors, and veterans. We count on your support to ensure that we can continue to be there to help people in need. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat if anyone wants to, take a look at the website, support the organization, or if you know someone who might, be in some need of some support and services, please give them this link. Check this out. It's always a great resource to have all this other information readily available. So check that out, and shout out to the Eastern Seals, specifically the Black Child Fund. And shout out to y'all. Good morning, crew. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry. I know y'all like, look, I before I even get to the top of the comments, I'm like, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We here, we about to do it. Good morning, Ox City 805 Queen. It's been raining all night in Maryland, and he probably sleeping like a baby. It was so good. It was good sleep too, because it was a nice, coolness. It was good sleep. When I went out last night, I had some drinks. I had some tacos, some fish tacos. And I normally don't even eat like the sauce that they put on there, but it was really good. It was a cream sauce. It was really good. So I had some fish tacos. I had some chicken tacos. And I was looking at his steak tacos, and I don't do steak tacos, but that steak looked well done. It looked good. So I tried one. I said, "Oh, I need a steak taco. Can you bring me some steak tacos too?" Then he had a shrimp taco, and I'm like, I don't do all that steak shrimp taco. Give me just chicken and fish, all that. And that shrimp, I said, just give me the shrimp. So I ate, drank all night, had a good night. I'm telling you, this is like, I guess, Valentine's Day week, all weekend long. And so I slept like a baby. Woke up this morning and was like, "So you not gonna go do it?" That's lame as fuck. It turned over. Low key, because you watch it. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for making that. I appreciate it. Okay, probably so. It's been freezing cold here in Vegas. Got me all congested. I'm trying, but I still gotta work. So getting out in every day ain't helping, but I will be fine. Okay, that green tea is no joke. Got it. Will do. Good morning, M. Renee. Hey, Tisa. Good morning, Cash App. Good morning, Ox City 805. Good morning. Hey, Bobby. Good morning, Boo. Good morning, crew. No, you are not on cam. I'm here. He absolutely right. You outgrow some people. So true. Good morning, Shantae. Good morning. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for coming in through. You are rich. Remember that. In my mind. Shantae, good morning. What group was that for peer to peer again? Yeah, it's called Eastern Seals, and the specific program inside of that is called Enriching Black Education for Black Students with Disabilities. And they have this YouTube video. It's an hour. I was gonna play it, but I was like, no, that's way too long, and I couldn't even condense it. But it's them. It's just a great deep dive into what they do. So, and it's all on that link I just dropped. If you check out that link, it's all right there. It's definitely worth it. Good morning, Mrs. G. Hey, Tracy. Good morning. Pretty chocolate girl. Good morning. Hey, Journey. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. And I hope y'all gave me some love and hit that like button this morning. It don't cost you nothing to show me that you appreciate our show. Now, crew, I have a favor to ask of you all. Okay, if you go under a couple of videos, you're gonna see that we have some new folks who have joined the channel. Okay, I've seen the comments. I'm new here. I like your content, all that great stuff. What I want you to do, especially the members and the subscribers, can you greet them under those comments? Welcome to the channel. You are welcomed here. All that good stuff. Check us out. We be live in the morning. All that good stuff. I think it's best coming from you all who watch it versus me who write it. So if you all can welcome our new folks, and thank y'all for joining us. If you found me through Twitter, thank you so, so much. I'm telling y'all, when I tell you I'm over on Twitter, every time we cover a topic and I cut the video up, I go right over to where the top conversation is happening and I put our video there so people can also know that, yeah, we're talking about it too. So thank you, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to drop down in the chat. Voice your opinion. Everybody's opinions matters here. I just ask that we don't hurt each other, but you can say how you feel, even if it's against what I'm saying. That's what I like the most because it means that I'm learning, and I like to learn. We're all learning together. So welcome. Thank you for considering this channel. Thank you for the new members. I appreciate the love and the support, and we're going to keep growing, baby. Yes, I believe in us. Thank you. Thank you. Sure will. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. So let's get into the show. I have one announcement to make before we start local news. Okay. Now, this happened last year, okay, where I told you all there's going to be some breaks. So I told y'all I wanted to go on a camping trip. Camping trip is coming up, okay? So the week of March 19th, that entire week to the 25th, I'm going to be out. There's going to be no show in the morning. I'm working on re-uploading some other shows that had high views so y'all can do some replay. I'm trying to make my channel still pop during that time, but I'm going to be gone. I'm taking off from work. I'm taking off from the YouTube, and we're going to go on a camping trip. So that's a couple weeks down, but I wanted to make sure I gave y'all a heads up because it's like a month away now. The 17th is the 19th. So I'm excited about that. And I'm sure as I get closer and closer, I'll be talking about that. So wanted to give y'all a heads up on that. Now let's get into local news. All right. So many different things have been happening, of course. Oh, and shout out to Tyler Perry. I'm sorry. Tyler Perry donated this was good news, $2.75 million for low-income Atlanta seniors to stay in their homes because the taxes on their property increased, and some of them were faced high. It's so coincidentally that the majority who were faced with eviction were blacks. So he opted to give them a pool of money. Now it was a donation, and that they will have to apply for the grant money to clear their taxes, but they will have to prove that we're in debt of our taxes. But that's so dope. We need more like that. And I'm sure there's more people doing this, keeping it quiet. But shout out to Tyler Perry. I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. I didn't want to let that go. Also, Michael Jordan donated 10 million. I didn't get a clip from this, but I watch everything and read everything. Michael Jordan donated 10 million to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the highest donation they've received to date. Shout out to him for doing that. 2 black men. That's what I'm talking about. When I say we do the work, we pay it forward. That's what we talk about, where we pay it forward, baby. So let's get into local news. So we got some updates, baby, in the Tyre Nichols case. So Tyre Nichols, we have 2 additional deputies. Now they're suspended 5 days without pay in Tyre Nichols' case. Now let's talk about this, okay? Initially, these 2 deputies were removed. So when the incident happened, they were immediately removed from their job, but they weren't suspended and they were still paid. Now they were removed pending an investigation. Now here's what the investigation said. It said that both of these officers were found to have failed to report or dispatch to their supervisor that they were on the scene. They failed to have their body-worn camera in record mode and failed to report to dispatch they were leaving the scene. Now, here's the thing, y'all. Remember, we talked about this a couple weeks ago where I said I did not know that the body cameras were so that they could turn them on and off. I thought the minute you put them on, they were activated. This is going to be a problem. The fact that now it's coming out more and more clear that these folks are willingly turning their body cameras off, willingly turning in a different angle. So these 2 officers showed up on scene, didn't dispatch, hey, we've showed up on scene, didn't tell their supervisor, nor did they record it in their daily log. They didn't let them know they were off scene, and then they deactivated their body cam footage when they arrived on scene. So they found this out all when it happened, right? I'm sure some other officer was like, yeah, the detective was here too. They were here. So they decided not to tell us, investigate it. And now we're saying, this is what they do. Let me tell you something about police PR. Basically, how police PR is, we want to make sure that they know we're still working. So instead of them coming out, yeah, it's them too, and we're gonna get them too, they wanted to wait. Now we're here to make us feel like they're still serving justice. This don't mean shit to me. And you only suspended them for 5 fucking days, effective since Wednesday. They'll be back in the office by next Wednesday. 5 fucking days without pay. Are you kidding me? That to me is negligible behavior. To be sergeants? Are you kidding me? You greasy faced boy. So yeah, we're here. We got them too. It goes on to say that additionally, they did not note in their daily log that they were on scene. So their investigation was thorough and complete. They're satisfied that the discipline given to these deputies is appropriate and just. We must continue to maintain the highest standards of excellence for the citizens of Shelby County. Girl, if this is the highest standards of excellence, you fail. Womp, womp, womp. This is no justice to me. This to me sounds like, okay, we don't want to fight the police union. Okay, we don't want to go that extra mile because then we got to prove more and more. They literally, part of their job, remember, we follow process and procedure, is when you arrive on a scene, you let them know, I'm here. Failed. When you get back to the office, you let your supervisor know and you write it in the daily log. Failed. And then you deactivated your body cam. Failed. So that's a 5-day suspension. Oh, okay. You go to your job and you failed on procedure. Let me go to my job and fail to do 1, 2, and 3. You think I'm going to get a 5-day suspension? No, absolutely not. And I would expect not to get a 5-day suspension. But these police officers are so comfortable. That's why we got to keep exposing them. So, yeah, I see y'all came out here and did what y'all had to do. It ain't enough. And I hope they get reprimanded to desk duty. Because every time they come out now, these two, if they even serve part of my case, I'm going to always question everything they do. Why do you want people like that on your command? Damn. Now let's get into where the union is fighting. So those 3 EMTs, well, baby, they just filed their appeal of termination. And they got the EMT, the emergency medical technician unit, their union is on it, baby. They're like, they don't see no fault. They didn't do nothing wrong. Get into this. So the commercial appeal reported this week that the 2 former EMTs and their lieutenant have appealed their terminations. So they go on to say that there is no way any member could be truly prepared for a situation that occurred on January 7, 2023. Here's where I have a problem with that statement. I pay you tax dollars. I don't live in Memphis, but I pay you tax dollars. That cannot be a response to me. My job pays me dollars to do something. And when it doesn't get done right, I can't go back to them and say, I wasn't prepared for that. See, y'all getting out of this shit just because it's a public job and it's, it requires very complex policies. You can't just tell me that they weren't prepared for that, because then you got to break down what part of it weren't they prepared for, sir? Was it the arriving on scene? Was it the confronting police officers that you spotted something was wrong? Where are we going with this? I couldn't be in the courtroom with y'all saying some shit like that. I'd definitely be like, okay, Your Honor, I'd like to know exactly where they say that they didn't know, they weren't prepared for this situation. Can we get a list? Like, y'all can't this shit ain't just gonna fly with anybody and any and everybody. So then they go on to say the union leader came to the defense of the fire department as a whole, saying it's more than 1,600 employees serve this city and its citizens with purpose and intent each and every day. Our members were not given adequate information upon dispatch or upon arrival of the scene. Stop your ass right there. I got to stop you. So when you see a human being on the ground, look like they're not breathing, arm twisted up, you tell me what additional information, what else do you need to know to say, okay, we need to serve this man, or we need to call additional units in to act with urgency? I remember the video, you all slowly walking away. The fucking lieutenant didn't even want to get out the car. So again, let's go back to that statement. Our members were not given adequate information upon dispatch or upon arrival of the scene. Y'all better try that shit somewhere else. Goofy. Go on to say, quite frankly, there was information withheld by those already on the scene, which caused our members to handle things differently than they should have. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Your fight is not with whether you should be fired or not. Your fight is why the police station didn't do their job, which caused you all to not do your job, and you got fired. See, if you'd have confronted the conflict on site, we see this shit happening on site. Have you dealt with it on site? Has she got her ass out the fucking car on site? You'd be in a different situation. We'd be applauding you all. Oh my God, the EMT, as soon as she got out the truck, she didn't even want to get her ass out. False tooth looking ass. I don't feel bad for you. And I hope if y'all do get it appealed, I hope a lawsuit is coming. I hope somebody sue y'all ass. For real, for real. I hope y'all get sued. Speaking of lawsuits, news crew, in our next story, which is off the chain. Which is off the chain. Let me see what y'all had to say. Did y'all feel the same way I felt about that? Are we on the same page? So like we saw, this shit was deliberate. Okay, they've been doing this. Now I don't feel bad buying the ones I just got reserved for. Okay, well that's dump. Good morning, D. Lynette. Good morning. Thank you for coming through. Hey, their property taxes went up due to his studio being in their neighborhood. I'm sure they appreciate it. Okay, absolutely. Absolutely. I love Tyler Perry's heart. In your mind is where the idea begins. Don't do me. Hey, Mr. Gerald. Hey, Voodoo. Thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, so let's get into this black man. Imprisoned for 21 years, will receive 1.3 million from state of Ohio. Now, this story right here is crazy, crazy, crazy. So this man, Ralph Smith, okay? Ralph Smith is 49 years old. Back in 2000, he was sentenced to a 67-year prison date. Now, what happened is that this white family claimed that two men robbed their home, right? And in doing that, the man tied not only them up, but the child up in the basement and continued to take their belongings. Now, tied them up, meaning faces, hands, and everything. So they called the police. And the man had fled. They called the police. The family said they could not, there was no blood, no foot trails, nothing thrown out of place. None of this shit, y'all. That's why I said, wait, what? I'm glad he got his money. So the police called the family down to the station and said, okay, we have a lineup of men. Based on your description, which of these men you think did it? They all pointed to the same guy, this Ralph Smith. Now, for years, he sat in jail like, oh my fucking God. I did not even do anything like this. I said, he's a cute older man. He's even finer now, 1.3 million richer. And so he sat in jail. So finally, and this is why I always say I'm never a racist. I love the fact that, we can depend on each other, our allies. I love them, baby. He reached out to an ally because he reached out to many people during this time. Not gonna take it. Isn't right. This lawyer took his case and was like, wait a minute, this shit don't sound right. This don't sound right. And so this is where the story picks up. So the lawyer argued his first attorney did not receive evidence that may have proven his innocence. He was sentenced to 67 years in prison for a crime that was not even committed by anyone. They did this for the insurance money, you all. So my first question was, okay, after we get him off, is there anything we can bring against the family? I know he settled against the court, but damn it, I ain't even in their business, but can their insurance company come after them? Like, we need them bitches in the news too. He didn't even do anything. They didn't even have a crime. It was a whole fucking false made up thing. Are you kidding me? 1.3 wasn't enough for me, but he got something. I'm like, here we go with this dumb shit again. When first responders showed up, there was no footprints in the snow. It had recently snowed. There was a dog barking right next door when they pulled up. The neighbor said no dog had barked in the last hour. So after the new lawyer brought these new charges to the prosecutor, you know what the prosecutor said? No, we don't even want to take it. We'll dismiss him. We'll let him go. We don't want to do it. He declined to pursue a new trial and instead chose to drop all charges against Smith. More than a year after his release, Smith filed a wrongful imprisonment claim against the state, which resulted in a $1.3 million settlement reward. Smith said he will split the payout with his legal team and use the rest to support his family. I said there's not enough amount of money to make up for 20 years of him sitting in jail from 2000 to 2020 off of a fucking lie. Netflix, make the movie. Expose him, make the movie. Make the movie. I want to watch this. I want people to see how shit like this goes on. I want to see them literally beat themselves in the face so when the police officers come, it looks like they've been attacked. We need to show it. This don't make no sense, man. It really don't make no sense. I feel bad for this man. I feel bad for him, y'all. Let's get into this clip. So I want y'all to check this out and make sure y'all hit that like button too. Please give me some love this morning. Shout out to him. Shout out to Ralph. Uh-oh.
It mean the world to you, you know.
Won't just let go.
It means a lot to be free.
A man spent more than 2 decades behind bars for a crime he didn't commit. Ralph Smith has been a free man for a few years now, but this week the state finally paid him back.
He received more than $1 million for his time served. New at 11 tonight, 10 TV's Richard Solomon spoke with Smith and his attorney about the life he can never get back. Richard?
Yolanda, Andrew, 21 years. Just think about all the memories you can miss in only 1 year. And after all those years behind bars, Ralph Blaine Smith tells me he's not angry, but grateful.
There's something about just being in the moment. And this moment is one that Ralph Blaine Smith
There's little things like that mean the world to you, you know.
won't just let go.
This means a lot just to be free, you know.
Free from serving 2 decades of a 67-year sentence. The craziest part to him, for a crime he didn't do, let alone possibly even happened.
I think about it here and there. I may be driving, and I think about like, wow, I just did 21 years.
February 2nd, 2000. Smith was accused of being one of 2 black men that committed a home robbery in Pickerington. He tells me somehow his name was thrown into the mix. He was 24 years old at the time. Smith spent years in Marion Correctional Institution, missing time with his family, missing those special moments.
I couldn't take another minute of being in there. Yeah. I had many times like that. I was like, if another minute goes by and I'm in here, I'm going to go crazy. I'm losing my mind.
But he knew he was innocent. And that's when he started going to the law library, trying to find a way to prove it. But in 2020, he sent a letter to an office on South High Street.
When I read about his case and I started getting into it, I really believed that a crime didn't even happen.
Defense attorney Joe Lindusky was on the receiving end of that letter. He picked up Smith's case and says a judge in Fairfield County granted a new trial in 2021 because evidence was withheld by prosecutors in the first trial. A prosecutor not on the original trial decided to drop all charges. For compensation, Smith was awarded $1.3 million from the state.
There's no amount of money that anybody would take to do 20 years in prison, but it eases things a little bit, and there's no other way to measure damages.
But this moment is all he wanted.
What was the first thing that you did when you were released? I gotta ask.
It's something simple. It wasn't big. I wanted some French fries.
French fries.
Yeah.
Smith says more people with similar stories are behind bars, and he knows moments like this are just an arm's reach away.
I'm always grateful that I'm blessed that I made it out.
Ashamed the man gotta relearn the city, y'all, and relearn how to use an iPhone. It's been 2 decades. All of this is new to him. Relearning the city, getting an iPhone. Shout out to him and his lawyer. Shout out to him. Half of it's going to his lawyer, and then the other half he's gonna split with his family. I saw y'all in the chat. I was going in. I'm like, y'all are right. 1.3 is not enough at all. They need to be charged as well. 67 years for that. And it wasn't even a crime. There was nothing committed at all. No crime at all. The sad part is more men and women are like this, stuck inside jail for a crime they didn't do. Wow. Very wow. Another black man falsely accused. Can the family sue the city as well for emotional harm, trauma, or alienation of some sort for wrongful conviction of their family members? That 1.3 million is not enough. He has a federal lawsuit coming forward too as well. They need to go after that family. They cannot get away with just this. They need to go after that family. And I don't know if the statute of limitation is. I don't know. I have to look more into this, but they need to go after that family. There's no way you can do a false crime like this and just be living scot free to this day. Probably dead somewhere. Kids just living free. Like, that's not fair. A whole Emmett Till situation all over again. Not all whites are bad. No, they're not. No, they are not. We have some great allies. It's always the black man. This is getting old, very old. 1.32 million is too motherfucking low. I don't see why they can't. Okay, just ridiculous. Okay, hey Kings Mina. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Just ridiculous. What charges are being brought up against the family that accused him of the crime? Nothing. Nothing. I tried to find something because that was my next. What's going on for the family? Not a thing. Nothing. That's the sad part. Baby, spend a whole block. What? I said he need to go buy up their property, buy up some properties around there, send a whole message. You want to live here? You're gonna have to, pay up some rent or something. So shout out to the black man. Shout out to him. Shout out to Ralph. Shout out to his attorney, Lancaster. Now let's get into the Buffalo shooter. So the Buffalo shooter was sentenced, the convicted Buffalo shooter was sentenced to life in what was a very, very tense case. It was very tense. What got me the most was his ass getting up there offering that whack ass apology. So Buffalo shooter gets life sentence shortly after man charges him during emotional hearing. And we're going to look at that because I felt the pain in the man. So the gunman who killed 10 people and injured 3 more in a racist mass shooting at a Buffalo, New York supermarket last year was sentenced on Wednesday to life in prison without parole. The sentencing came during a tense hearing in which someone rushed him. Now, here's what he had to say. Listen to what he had to say. I'm very sorry for all the pain I forced the victims and their families to suffer through. I'm very sorry for stealing the lives of your loved ones. I cannot express how much I regret all the decisions I made leading up to my actions on May 14th. I did a terrible thing that day. I shot and killed people because they were black. Looking back now, I can't believe I actually did it. I believe what I read online and acted out of hate. I know I can't take it back, but I wish I could. And I don't want anyone to be inspired by me and what I did. Womp the fuck, womp womp. You know what this is? This is a plea. His attorneys told him you need to go out there and say something nice because you are going to get locked up around black people. Okay? You're gonna have to be on high fucking watch for the rest of your life, bruh. So to soften the blow, you better come out here trying to make peace. So he came out here trying to say the peacefulest thing. Do you think I believe him? Hell no. That man, you had hate in your heart from a young age. I remember your story from a young age. You was the same guy that you brought a gun to the school. They did nothing but told you to go take counseling for a year. After the year, your father took your ass to a gun range. Yeah, I remember you. So you think this shit right here means anything to me? Bitch, go blow a hole in your foot. I don't care. Womp womp womp. And you know how much I didn't care? I didn't care so much that when I saw this actually happen, because normally I'm like, you know what? Even in the court, we need to remain civilized. Baby, I thought he was gonna get close. But them police officers knew what to do. They knew exactly what to do. They knew exactly what to do. Those police officers protected him in that courtroom. They got up close to him. They already knew, like, all right, we're gonna have to just be close because you already know what's gonna go down. Y'all check this out. And make sure y'all hit that like button too, crew.
I trust the honor and the wishes of these victims.
My name is Barbara Massey. I'm Catherine Massey's sister. You killed my sister. Cat, I'm gonna tell you about my sister. Cat weighed 110 pounds, 72 years old. This cat wouldn't do for people. I want personally to choke you and leave my fingerprints on your neck because it was unnecessary. You leave 200 miles to come to Buffalo. You don't even know any black people. I will hurt you so bad. You have made me sick. You got my family crying. I miss my sister every day. I live 3 doors down again. We love our kids. We never go in no neighborhood and take people out.
Let's go.
Baby. Baby, listen. Who's mad? I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. That mother said exactly how she felt. If she could lay hands on you, she would. You took away her child. She can't never get back. And you think I'm supposed to be sitting here all gravy in your face? That's every black father right behind them wanted to jump over. And that's the police protecting this man. But that's all right. Protection gonna only last so long. You're going right where you need to be. And we'll see how much they got to protect you. Because see, it comes at a cost. I'm wondering if they're going to protect you at that cost for the rest of your life. Somebody going to catch you. You're going to get got. I don't feel bad for him. Your whack ass apology. And we're supposed to accept this. This is supposed to be cute. I'm very sorry for all the pain I forced. Go play with yourself. Now, crew, let me see what y'all had to say about Tat. And thank y'all for rocking and rolling this morning. Oh, no, that's bullshit. Okay. Embezzlement. That's not right. I hope his life is fruitful going forward. I'm sure the insurance company can go for the family. Mrs. G, I said the same thing. I said, now, ain't nobody going to tip the insurance company off 20 years later that this family done lied. Are you kidding me? The voice, I can't stand that. I really don't want to hear shit he got to say under the jail with that ass. They need to go to jail. They involved their children in the scam. Tied up in the basement. I wish old boy had been able to get him. Did you? Okay. I surely did. Hate crimes punishment isn't hard enough for me. It should come with the heaping. So remember, he's charged at the state level for multiple counts of, and this is for the Buffalo mass shooter, multiple counts of murder in the first degree, as well as domestic terrorism. Now, on federal level, he's charged with 27 counts, 14 counts of hate crime, and 13 using a firearm. And so they're holding him with all of those counts. They should have let him tag his ass. Just one for the good time. One for the one time. You know what I'm saying? Just for the one time. I swear, Cash App Bush, I was like, let him loose. Let him go. Let him go. It's them standing all around for me. They knew. Baby, they already playing. Listen, you getting them or me? That's all it needs to be. Who getting them? Pandemonium and chaos would have ensued if my ignorant ass family was there. If he dished it, he could have taken it. Okay, he could take it. So let's get into Black History Month. What's going on in Black History Month? So in this school, right, in Miami, of course, right, Miami, we have a mother. She's a black mother, and she has a biracial, I think he's Indian and mixed with something else, but husband. And so she's just sitting with her girlfriends having a good conversation. And her girlfriend said, hey, don't your child go to such and such school? Well, girl, did you see these pictures? Proceeds to show her pictures of not only her child, but other children in blackface. And so the woman was like, what? My kids? Bitch, you mean my kids? And she looked again. Sure enough, was her kids. So she pulls out her phone and texts the principal immediately. What's this shit going? Sound like me? What is this going on? This is some racist shit, right? The principal texts back, what's racist? Question mark. Like, you know how we be like, I'm sorry, racist? And so the teacher and continues to text back, no, what's racist is you saying that we're racist. And that happened on a Friday. So by the time it hit the community, Monday morning, the parent was meeting with the principal who had changed her whole tune. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't know. Oh my God. And so now people are like, now are as young as 2 years old, don't even know what the hell is going on. Got blackface running around dressed up as construction workers. What was the other one? Police officers and doctors. So the NAACP said, no, something ain't right here. See the kids? They had to black the faces out. We gonna watch it. Miami preschool accused of putting children in blackface. So the text message she sent back was, I'm like, this is racist. And she proceeds to respond with, I'm sorry, I don't understand. And continues to go on to saying, what is racist in our school? We don't use this word. Neither we have this kind of mind. Bitch, you got the right parent, because it wouldn't have been nothing 2 minutes later. Call your ass. So NAACP reaches out for the youth for using blackface to teach a lesson. Remember, this was a lesson about Black history. The use of blackface at any time is insensitive and offensive. We stand ready to provide resources on authentic Black History Month lessons. Now, principal, nothing's happening. This is it. Principal apologized. The district is okay. No, nothing else. Nothing is going to happen. And I said, here we go again, simply because it's the state of Florida. This behavior can be tolerated. What they going to do? Fight them? It's going to be hard for them to fight them where this is permitted and allowed. But what we can do is expose those teachers and principals, which you're going to watch in this clip, how they try to protect them as much as possible. See, that's what I was looking for, a principal. I want a principal. I want a teacher. I want the teacher or whomever is responsible for this fucking Black History Month lesson that you need to be exposed. We ain't got to expose the organization, but we can definitely let people know, yeah, stay away from Miss Amy. You know, she'll put blackface on your child and get her ass whooped. She like that. She like a whooping. Check this out, y'all.
Tonight, parents outraged at a Miami daycare after toddler laying in blackface Black History celebration. One mother telling NBC South Florida she got a call from a fellow parent.
She's like, you won't believe the photos that were sent to me from this classroom.
WTVJ reporting the pictures shared over the school's messaging app appear to show the children in costumes with their faces painted black.
I was angry that somehow that, fell through crack, and like I said, I wasn't sure how this came about and who decided to do this, but it seemed like it was multiple failures on the school's part.
Courtney Politis says she contacted the daycare's owner.
When I sent it to the owner, director was like, I'm sorry, with a question mark. I don't understand what's racist. We don't use those words. Was her response to me. And the first response is the real response.
Politis says the teacher apologized to her and told her painting the children's faces is a cultural tradition in her country of Argentina.
It's not an accident. You know better than especially being an educator.
After the incident, the couple decided to pull their children out of that daycare.
What do you make of a claim that this may be just more appropriate or just different altogether in a country like Argentina?
I mean, it's absolutely not appropriate, right? It is inspired, it is an imitation of U.S. minstrelsy.
The racist history of blackface in the United States is well documented, but the offensive practice persists. Philadelphia's Mummers Parade on New Year's Day has for years included some participants in blackface.
Listen, I don't need a lesson on whether it's wrong or right. In 2023, I need a lesson on whether blackface is wrong or right. See, that's the problem. I hate when it becomes, let's educate the public on it. No, nigga, no. Let's educate these educators, these people in the classroom on this stuff. Stop redirecting it here. That is why the NAACP said we're standing here to provide resources on authentic Black History Month lessons. Unfortunately, they're in a state where you can't even bring that kind of stuff into the classroom. So we're here again. Nothing is happening. If I wanted to end this on, okay, so, teacher, somebody, nothing, y'all. And we're here. And just let me take it one step further. The family took the kids back to the school. This family kept her kids out. They're done. But everyone else took them back because it's one of those privileged schools that everyone takes their kids to in this community, this affluent community. But it's okay. No one else is going to speak up or say anything. And it makes me feel like she was probably one of the only Black parents, maybe one of few. and everyone else feels like, hey, it wasn't my child, or I mean, we ain't black, but she's here, she's the voice. So I had to talk about it and share. Yeah, we got this happening down here in Miami with the blackface on the child, on little kids. That's two. Girl, y'all need to cut it out. Now, crew, let's get into another local story. Let me see what y'all had to say about that. Okay, curb stomp his ass. What? Gasps. Babies. Good morning, Esther. When will people learn you can honor and do Black History Month activities without blackface? Really? I get so tired of ignorance. Me too. Oh, wow. They love playing dumb. They know it's offensive to do blackface. That should be considered abuse. Those babies can't consent to no ish like that. I agree. Actually. Oh, okay. The owner didn't understand what was racist about the blackface. Maybe she or he will understand people pulling their kids out of their daycare. Not it's an accident. Not in my country, in Argentina. Right. If that was my baby, somebody would have got their ass beat. Now, again, YouTube, I didn't say that. I read the comment. Okay, don't pull a stunt on me. And the comment said, if that was my baby, somebody would have got their ass beat. That's what the comment said. Okay, so let's get into this next story. So, women, I noticed this. A lot of you all go to the gym. Now, I don't know what time of the day you all go to the gym. I'm hoping, crew, y'all are going at good hours where maybe it's some other people in the gym, not just you alone. Well, we have a woman attacked in the gym by a black man. Now, here's my thing, right? What in the hell do I look like opening the door to a gym when I'm in there by myself and somebody wants to come in and they don't have the key to pass the entry to get in? So, same question I proposed to the woman, and she goes on to say, he looks familiar. He normally comes in here. I let him in. So you have this woman here. Woman exercising at gym is attacked. Florida cops say then the bodybuilder fights back. So that's where the shit went wrong, because she started attacking his ass back. But there's a lesson in this. But later the man reportedly approached her and tried to touch her. After she let him in, he started chasing her around the bench. They ended up on the other side of the gym. In that part of the gym, a camera captured the man trying to pin Alma to the floor, but she repeatedly hit the man as he pulled her to the ground. Now, the guy, 25 years old, was caught within 24 hours and charged with sexual battery, false imprisonment, and kidnapping. Now, I want you all to see, I got the clip with her explaining to you what happened, and I want y'all to watch this. Now, here's my thing. There's a lot of liability and fault here, but it goes out the window when you open the door and allow someone access. You've provided them access. So once you say, you let them in, it becomes okay. Now we have ourselves in a different situation. And so the man tried to follow her around in this whole fucking gym. And I'm looking at her like, wow, they do that? So I'm glad this man got arrested. I'm glad somebody caught him. Who knows how many other women he's done this shit to. Y'all check out this clip. And yeah, we got to talk about it. Y'all check this clip out.
Whenever he was at the door, I buzzed him in and he came inside. My thought process was it was just another dude coming in to work out. So I didn't think of anything out of that. As soon as he was approaching me, I pushed him. I said, bro, what the F are you doing? Get away from me, stop trying to touch me. And he started chasing me around the bench and we ended up on the other side of the gym.
I'm grateful that she came forward. I know that her story is going to be an inspiration to other women.
My advice would be to never give up. My parents always told me in life to never give up on anything. And that's one thing I always kept in my mind when I was fighting him. As long as you don't give up, you fight back, you show him that you are strong, that you are one, that you're able to fight back and survive this and get out of the situation, I believe it's possible.
And that's the lesson here, ladies, and men who may face being attacked in the gym. never give up. You know, if you don't see a weapon and a person is trying to attack you, I'm looking at her like, girl, you in the gym? I'd have threw a whole dumbbell at this man, bust his whole shit, split him right the fuck open, right in half. Don't give up. Don't give up. Run, fight. We saw it the other day. What was it? Run, fight, call 911, hide, run, hide, fight, run, hide, and fight. Never give up. You know, a lot of times we hear these stories and it's a bad ending where we see somebody get hurt. Well, now we finally got one where we saw a woman fight back. Yeah, she's I think she's a bodybuilder or maybe a professional wrestler. But even if, fight the fuck back, gym or not, look at the nearest object, pick it up and fling it. I'm just being honest. I can't tell you enough. You know, these stories don't come past us for no reason at all. Got to take a lesson out of it somewhere, some way. Now, this next story came to us. We've been talking about it, and I've told you I wanted to talk about it, but I wanted to wait till I got more details about the story. So, this 6-year-old boy being repeatedly assaulted on a school bus. We got to get into this story. We got to get into this story. Crew, please hit that like button for me. Please hit that like button. So let's get into this. So we have a 6-year-old boy who's riding a school bus with a mixed population of students here. We're talking about kids aging from the ages of 6 to 11. This is a sort of a middle school, elementary middle school bus. So the 6-year-old boy is on the bus, and one day he comes home without his book bag. And so now, knowing that he's autistic, okay, he's a special needs child, the mother asked, "Where's your book bag?" And he gave her no response. There was no clear indicator. There was no, I don't know. There was a, you know. So she called the school and asked them, "Where's my son's book bag? Can you please check the footage on the bus?" Baby, they call her into the office 24 hours later and asked her to come pick up her son because, ma'am, your child has been assaulted on this bus not only once, but several times. So at first, they didn't show her the footage. She went home. She was still trying to grasp, okay, what happened? The son wouldn't say anything. So then they called her back, and then they began to explain to her what actually happened. And it got graphic. It got real detailed. So after they continued to give her information about what went on, how this older boy was assaulting this boy, this 6-year-old boy on the bus for a period of time. They said about 5 months. And so they told her that, then it was time to take him to the doctor. She had to take him to the doctors. Well, they found he had internal scarring and bruising, and his stomach was hurting. And he never complained or told her anything until these allegations came about. And so, Roman, I'm just telling you all the story before I start diagnosing the pieces of this. And so after this, the school then decides, we're here. No other, they're investigating it. She pulled her son off the bus, but he's still going back to the school. And so the bus driver hasn't been arrested or accused of anything. The bus driver goes on to say that I thought there were kids fighting in the back. I didn't know something was going on. I thought they were in the back playing. I heard a little bit of hollering, but I thought they were fighting. So we're here. We find ourselves here. Very sad story. I will receive a call 5 hours later asking me if I could come to the school and pick up my son. And there was an officer that needed to speak with me. I get to the school and find out that my son was sexually assaulted. Days of questioning, days of talking to my child, the details became more and more graphic each time. They said the child complained of stomach pains, and that's when doctors allegedly discovered internal injuries. The bus driver thought that the previous noise from the back of the bus was kids fighting. But the mother's child was fighting because he was being assaulted. Now there's a Child Protective Services opened an investigation. They want the bus driver removed and the school principal disciplined. Neither the school district nor the union representing bus drivers gave any additional comment on those demands. And y'all, we're here. Nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. So I want y'all to check this out. I feel very bad for the mother. I feel bad for the mother, but we're gonna talk about what I feel bad about. Gotta be kidding me.
I used to others to answer that she says little bus. An investigation is underway right now in Aldine ISD. ABC 13's Maya Shea joins us live with these serious allegations, Maya.
Yeah, these allegations are so disturbing. And the mother says she believed it's gone on for several months, but it wasn't until her son lost his back last week and she called here at the transportation department to get to the bottom of this missing backpack that everything came out into the open. Latoya Stormy Monroe is devastated. She says she had no idea that her 6-year-old son was being sexually assaulted on the school bus.
I feel like as a parent, I failed my child. It hurts. I didn't protect him. I don't know what to do.
Monroe was joined by community activists today in front of the Aldine bus barn to discuss what they believe happened, that over the past several months, an older child would repeatedly molest and sexually assault Monroe's son on the bus, and that the bus driver didn't notice.
According to the investigator, the bus driver stopped the bus because she thought they were fighting on the back of the bus, but this mother's child was fighting because he was being raped.
Monroe says everything came to light last Tuesday when efforts to track down her son's missing backpack led school officials to look at surveillance video on the bus. Then she got a call.
I get to the school and I find out that my son was sexually assaulted. Days of questioning, days of talking to my child, the details became more and more graphic each and every time.
Since then, her son has been treated at the hospital and they've spoken to investigators. In a statement, the district says in part, an investigation by Aldine ISD police and district officials immediately began on Wednesday, February 1st. CPS was notified. Once the investigation has concluded, appropriate action will be taken based on investigation findings. Meanwhile, Monroe says her son doesn't even fully understand what happened.
He's not really at his age understanding the magnitude. He actually really stated that why couldn't this kid be given a second chance? If God gives second chances, why couldn't the perpetrator?
Monroe says she hopes her speaking out today will get her answers and justice for her son.
You see, now that y'all have the facts, y'all have the story, I gotta be honest with you all. You see, the mother really does not understand what is about to happen. Your child is telling you that he almost wants his abuser to have a second chance. And any of us know that when we hear stories like this, where, let's say a domestic violence case, where the abuser says, I want them, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's not, to be swept under the rug. There needs to be some counseling. It's been for a period of time. I'm going to tell you, they say it takes 21 days to create a habit, to break a habit, 31 days to create one. I'm going to tell you right now, you really, really need to take this serious. 6 years old is a very impressionable age. And I know you say he may not understand it, but there were cues, mental signs. That's why I led this show with our Black History Month for mental health resources for our Black children. There were a lot of cues, man. There's a lot of things that you may not understand now because you are a mother dealing with a child with autistic, and I don't know how much you understand about it. And I'm just now starting to look at the information. But I'm telling you now, right now, like it's February 17th, you should be somewhere with your child talking to someone about this. Your child should not be back at that school. I was trying to rationalize, okay, maybe she felt because maybe the perpetrator is no longer there. No, that's not just it, man. This is a national news story. He's in a middle elementary school where parents and other folks talk about this stuff. I know you may feel like your child may be sheltered and no one's going to say anything. just being sheltered in itself because of this situation is damaging. You need to completely remove him from this school and put him in another school, somewhere else where normalcy can take on, where the environment changes, where he can see that, okay, normal, were those 5 months of his life, because you think it just stopped in the school bus, but that continued on into the school. It's all a memory. It happened on the bus, I'm in the school, or I'm leaving school. All of that is a connection. You literally have to take your child out of that and put him somewhere else. You have to, man. You have to. And I'm being very compassionate because I know this is difficult for you as well. Very difficult. Very difficult. 5 months of your child having pains in their stomach. I'm not understanding. Was it not easy to notice that your child was in pain? Because this don't just happen and they're not in pain. I'm not putting the blame on you at all, but I want to bring attention to the fact that we really need to pay close attention to our children, especially our children with special needs, because those are our most vulnerable. Those are the children that people will take advantage of because they think no one's listening to them. They think no one's paying attention to them. And then we have this, and I'm not blaming you. I don't want this to be like, oh, the mom fault. No, it's a lesson for everybody. We all got to eat off this lesson here. We all got to walk away like, okay, literally, even if you are not a child with special needs, you need to be asking your children what's going on. Thank God. And here's where the shine and bright. Thank God you cared enough to figure out where his backpack was. You definitely cared about that, and you found it. So shout out to you for that. This school bus, this school district, as long as it takes for them to fire or discipline someone, there should be a lawsuit for emotional distress and emotional damages. But you know how that's all negated when you send your child back to the environment, because it can be easily dismissed by, well, obviously there was no emotional trauma because the child went back to the school. The mother was willing to deal with her child going back to that school. So for me, again, I really do think you need to remove your child from the school and proceed with a suit. How do you proceed with the suit with your child still in that environment? You still having to work with these folks, listen to them, take direction, work with them, negotiate. So, the child, they can't tell us what's going to happen because of the age, 14 years old, so we won't know anything about the charges. But baby, those parents of the child, they need to be held as accountable as well. Yes, they do. Well, they don't know what their child is doing. Yeah, I'm sorry. They should. It don't matter. It don't matter. We are all accountable for our children. You're accountable for their behavior. Up until 18? Yes, this is the shit that you're accountable for. Your child go in the store and steal something, the parent is accountable for that. You need to be accountable as well as the child needs to be charged. The parent definitely needs to be accountable. Negligent. We need to look up your past. And then that boy who committed this behavior at the age of 14 on a 6-year-old, not only do charges need to be pressed, but you all really need to put that man in counseling, because for 5 months, that became his normal behavior. For 5 fucking months. You got to break that. That takes talk. That's counseling. That's removing him from the environment, putting him somewhere else and having the discussion. I'm being serious about this one because this is so serious. This isn't no just have a press conference and we want to raise the flag on getting the superintendent and the principal and the bus. Yeah, let them. Okay, let's say we got them fired and they're out. But what about the babies? What about this 6-year-old child? That's where I'm stuck at, man. I'm stuck there. And I think every time, as long as you have him in this school, he's going to continue to be traumatized, whether you know it, you see the signs or not. So that's my take on it. And I'm not blaming the mother at all, but I absolutely do see that there can be some fault in the behavior afterwards by keeping this child enrolled in this school. Yeah, you got him off the bus. That's fine. That's great. That's wonderful. But remember, it's all tied in the same instance. The bus to school, school on the bus. I damn near would have moved my neighborhood. I'd have moved somewhere else just so that the memory and connection wouldn't be there. Remember, these are specially developed children. I for the life of me, I couldn't understand this one, y'all crew. I couldn't understand it. I'm like, so wow, okay, okay. She may have been dumb for letting him in, but she was getting some good licks in. Yes, she was. Tell you know who we appreciate it. He gave you that push this morning. I love he cares about your progress and crew. Yeah, he do. Yeah, he do. Shout out to you. He should have been on another bus. This story was just horrible and sick. It made me so mad. I don't want to. I'm crying now. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I would have just went. I should have, would have. All hell would have been broken loose. This is sickening. Everyone failed this baby. I want to know why was a 6-year-old riding the bus with a 14-year-old, and what bus ride takes 2 hours long. And we need to come up with policies because we see a lot of common themes. Remember the 9-year-old and the 10-year-old girl getting beat up on the bus by those older kids because they were in this mixed bus. What's up with that? I mean, don't we understand that trends and times are changing? You shouldn't put those populations together. They're vastly different, very vastly different. Like, what's going on? 6 with a 14-year-old on the bus? We damn near don't even want 11-year-old girls around 13-year-old boys. So you mean it's okay for a 6-year-old to be around? Come on now. You right about that, M. Renee. They can't speak for themselves. So sad. My son is autistic. Also so sad. I hate this. It's horrible. Could have been anybody's child. And you're right. They can't. That's why I'm sitting. That's why I was so confused about the mother. Because, stomach issues and stuff like that. I'm sure she's experienced that with him before. So I would have definitely been figuring out, like, okay, you coming home with all these stomach issues. What's going on? What's going on? Run down your day. What you do today? What you eat? Where you go after that class? Okay, you got on the bus. What you do on the bus? Oh, okay. And then you saw me, and okay. So then when your stomach started hurting, then when you got on the bus, well, what you eat on the bus? I ain't eat nothing. Or okay, then let me run these cameras back. I mean, I don't know, and I could be living in a you ain't got a child room, so you don't know. But but damn it, we learning now together. I'm sorry, Mrs. G. That's what has been reported. This case is right here in Houston. Ridiculous. I don't understand how this happened. Didn't the other kids see? Didn't the other kids see? Yeah, I'm from Houston and recognize the IC immediately. He should have not been on that bus. Special needs children always roll a different bus. Young children should not be in the back of the bus. Yes, I would have went on a whole rampage. Okay, the bus driver, the kids' mama, the school, everybody would have got it. And the bad thing about it is, if her baby would have forgotten his book backpack, his mom would have never known. That is the saddest part of it all. The bus driver is lying. It's no way they didn't know. She, by the way, we still don't know the T on her. I hope you're okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I tried to hold off as much as I can on this one. There needs to be counseling. He's an autistic child, so he will need help in understanding and processing. It is extremely sad. Choose violence in this situation. Completely endorsed. Completely. Good morning, Miss Queenie. I've been listening in the clouds. I have a 7-year-old daughter on the autism spectrum. My husband and I drop off, pick up my daughter. We will continue, okay, to be doing it. Shout out to you. Okay, Miss Queenie. We say not today. You won't catch me not today at all. People on the spectrum have a very high threshold of pain. See, that's another thing. That's another thing why these children should not be on the same bus as a 16-year-old child. Even understanding stuff like that. So understanding that there's a high spectrum threshold of pain, even understanding that should be a cue that, okay, maybe we should be supervising. Because what if, let's say the bus hits a hard stop and they get hit, but they don't realize that it was hard. So we should be trying to monitor them as close as possible. What? He definitely needs a new environment funded by completely funded. You couldn't stop my violence. I'm fighting everybody. Okay, the school district must be held accountable. Yes, he definitely needs to be removed from that environment. They absolutely have failed that child. Good morning, fashionista for life. I'm telling you, I would have find the parents and start some smoke in the city. They don't tell you that they are in pain or that someone hurt them. It has to be pulled out of them. It's very difficult. I would be on the street justice. That kid is more than likely not the child's first victim. And there we go. Hey, it's still me, Kania. Hey, shout out to it's still me, Kania. Thank you for coming through. This is what confused me. In Fort Bend, 14-year-old is in middle school. They're at a different school and different bus. I wonder if Aldine has both elementary and middle on same campus. This was avoidable. Where was the bus aid monitor on the bus with the special? Again. I wonder how small the town is. It might be the only school in the town. Okay, you have a good day too. Thank you for dropping down. Aldine District surely doesn't have these kids on the same campus. They couldn't have. So glad I had you in my earphones this morning. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Every parent that had a child on the bus should be suing. They witnessed it. Absolutely. So we're gonna stay tuned. They're really trying to raise the white flag on this case here against trying to get some justice from the school. But the school bus driver should absolutely be fired. She should not be driving the bus around nowhere. License suspended. Every parent should be concerned. Girl, you can drive a route, but can you monitor the bus? It's easy to look at a map, ho. Can you look at the mirror and see what's going on in the back? Like, how hard is that? I'm just being honest with you. And then, I mean, I'd start questioning how much we paying in taxes for the school district. Bitch, I pay enough. Y'all can't afford a couple of more buses or a bus attendant on the bus? The fuck is wrong with y'all? Every child that has a disability in that city or that rides a bus should be all up raising flag. Every parent should be raising flags. If it didn't happen to your child, you should be trying to, I want to see the camera footage. Fuck this shit. And even if you don't find that, if your child bumped a little bit, bitch, raise the red flag, because that is the only way we're gonna cause everybody to make some fucking noise. Every single instance, raise it, pull it up, and I hope this attorney does that. I want to see every fucking camera on every single bus where we have a special needs child sitting. I want to see how common this is. Oh baby, I'll fucking raise the red flag and I'll expose all you bitches. And you know how long that deposition will be? Bitch, I want to go back 5 years. Fuck this. He did it for 5 months. Let's go back 5 years. Sit in a room with a full bunch of videotapes. I will bring down a district. Are you kidding me? I will fuck up all Title VI funding. Are you for real? And they know that's a problem. That's why they hush about it. You fuck up them federal dollars. You crazy, affluent, you confused ass principal. And nothing happens to the bus driver. See, it's all because it's hidden under a contract. Well, we contract our bus services out. So it's not really us. This is expected in their contract that they abide by this. So it's the liability. No, bitch, the liability on you. Because y'all need to know this. Within these contracts, these service agreements, there's also what you call risk liability. Things that you say explicitly, you cannot do this. You cannot do this. You cannot do this. And now when you put you cannot, it's your job to check and make sure those you cannots are not happening. I see contracts all the time, maybe in philanthropic matters, but it's always what they call an out clause for us to rip the contract up, right? Now, let's say you don't see that this shit is happening, but in your contract, it says that you don't condone this and you don't want this to happen. That's how you get a bitch. So you know that you don't condone this behavior, right? But you allowed it to happen for 5 months and you want the liability to be, no, bitch, the liability is on all y'all. And I want to see all the bus contracts y'all got. Baby, they'll have a whole case fucking around with me. We be be looking at everything. Not only that, she washed his clothes. She didn't see nothing in his underwear. My daughter is in a mainstream class. I'm hesitant to let her ride on a regular bus to and from school. I only let her ride it on class trips. And you have every right to feel that way. And I wish, I ain't gonna say that, but that's a very great way to think. It really is, because you can't trust nobody. You really can't. Well, everyone, it is work time. Please have a wonderful day. You too, Oxy 805 Queen. Thank you for coming through, boo. Shout out to the Mahdi. Special classes ride on the special needs bus with an aid. Period. That's it. And that's all. So we find ourselves here. So I'm going to stay tuned to this story and give y'all as many updates, especially if somebody gets tagged and gone. Now, I told y'all I wanted to get into Michael C. Jenkins, okay? Michael C. Jenkins, okay? A man out in, where we got? Mississippi, Rankin, Mississippi. Okay, let me tell y'all about this story. So Michael C. Jenkins and his friend Eddie Parker, They were asleep, right? This was like late at night. They were asleep at Michael C. Jenkins' house. Now, mind you, a couple of maybe nights before or a day before, there were some allegations that Eric Parker had slept with a white woman. Now, somewhere, we don't see this in the story, but somewhere an allegation came forward to the police that this white woman was assaulted. And so the police, then when she said it was a black man and told them where they stayed at, the police then comes on the scene. So the police took 5 of them, 5 officers, kicked down the door, guns blazing. Now, this is all over allegations of a sexual assault. Y'all tell me in what fucking state, what city, what town, you tell me now, put it in the chat, because Roman could be wrong. Have you ever heard for a sexual assault case, for guns and 5 officers bust down a door? Where have you ever heard that to happen? Except for in Jim Crow era. Okay? So, yeah, one, Eric Parker did have relations with a white woman and was having relations with this white woman. Had an argument, went awry. And that's that. 2 days earlier. Then on this day, all of a sudden, they bust down doors, come kick the doors in so that they're sleeping. So they comply with officers, get on their knees, hands behind their back. The officers didn't like that. So they start brutally for 45 fucking, I think I was wrong, 90 minutes. They brutally beat and attacked this man. This happened on January 28th. We would have never known about it, y'all, because they kept this low. And I'm going to tell you why they kept it low, because they was trying to switch the charges. Brutally beat these 2 men. Brutally beat them. Waterboarded them. Head. Toilet. How do you do this shit in America? And so that's not even the worst of it. Michael C. Jenkins pleading with the officers. I'm under arrest, man. I'm not doing anything. Shut up, nigga. Shut up. Y'all think y'all can not date white women? Shut up. And Michael C. Jenkins is like, I'm trying to figure out why am I being arrested. The man pulls out a gun, the officer, and shoots him in his mouth, down his throat. And here we have the story of Michael C. Jenkins, who didn't even date the white woman. It was his friend Erica Parker. But for dating and having relations with a white woman in Rankins, Mississippi, this happened. And so the officers allegedly accused Jenkins and Parker of dating white women and selling drugs. Allegations attorneys have denied before handcuffing them. After they were restrained, the officers allegedly repeatedly brutally beat and kicked the men while using a taser on both and threatening to kill them. A witness even described the officers participating in something of a taser contest, with Jenkins and Parker being the targets. The brutality allegedly reached torturous levels when officers waterboarded Jenkins and Parker by employing the potentially deadly interrogation tactic that has been outlawed at the highest level of military. Now, they went on to arrest these 2 men and tried to charge them. So he said both of these men have been charged with both bogus crimes. So this is where they switched the charges. So now, from when the officers originally said a sexual assault, it's now, oh, we was coming for narcotics. Though when they came in the house, they never looked for narcotics or anything, just get down, arrested them. Now all of a sudden it's for narcotics. And so now all of a sudden they've been charged with aggravated assault and possession of a controlled substance. They charged Eddie Parker with disorderly conduct and possession of paraphernalia. Where in America have you ever heard something so brutal as this happening? So we had to talk about it. They've been trying to keep this low. Ain't nobody, you can search his name. You ain't gonna find a lot of stories. It came across my Twitter timeline. And so even the news clips of it don't state exactly what happened. So y'all got the real story. Now y'all get how the news clippings make this story out to be. This is real time, modern day time. How y'all see how the media reinterprets what goes on.
Rankin County men are accusing the sheriff's department of Arrest the suspects being shot.
Just look at the plaintiffs and their attorneys, and what are they saying so far?
Well, Byron, Michael Jenkins says a Rankin County deputy handcuffed and shot him in the mouth 3 weeks ago. He says he was discharged from UMMC yesterday. Jenkins and another man, Eddie Parker, say they were in Eddie's home in Braxton when 6 deputies entered without a warrant and abused them. Attorneys say Jenkins was charged with aggravated assault and possession of a controlled substance, and Parker was charged with disorderly conduct and possession of drug paraphernalia. Now they are calling for those charges to be dropped and for the deputies involved to face consequences.
These officers used and violated the laws of excessive force, illegal search and seizure, inadequate training and supervision against Rankin County. They don't supervise and monitor anything.
I mean, we were beaten, we were, handcuffed. It was traumatizing, man. It was a night of hell, something I never thought I would go through. We called, names. We were, talked to all wrong, but all because of the color of our skin.
Attorneys for Jenkins and Parker plan to file a civil rights complaint with the Rankin County Chancery Court in the morning. The Rankin County Sheriff said in a statement that any deputy or suspect found breaking the law during this incident will be held accountable. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation has stepped in since it's an officer-involved shooting. Melanie, Byron, back to you.
Find ourselves here. Another whole modern day Jim Crow law. So it's here. I want you all to keep this story. Michael C. Jenkins, keep it up because I'm gonna keep updating you on this story. And on this story and the charges, these 2 men are still facing out on bond, still facing wrongful charges and then an illegal search and seizure. How the hell do you pop up on somebody on some and all this allegedly, this is some shit I believe, but how you pop up on somebody on, let's be honest, a little fuck fest? It all rolls, and me reading these stories make me feel like it was a little fling. He saw her, they fucked, and it went sour, and she went and called it to be some sexual abuse, and so we're here. So I'm gonna stay tuned to this story. I can't believe in America we're still facing this Emmett Till shit. Thank you, Risa. Thank you. And you have a good day too, Risa. People need to understand this still happens. Modern day lynching. That's all it is. All right, you all. So that was our local news for the day, baby. We got all that. Thank you all. I know it's a lot. I know it was heavy. I told y'all today was gonna be so we got through it. It was real heavy. It was topics we needed to talk about. I want some real stuff. We really need to talk about it. And it'd be heavy for me, but I'd be like, I was pushing a 6-year-old story off for so long. Like, okay, I heard y'all, but it's just traumatizing to me. So thank you all for supporting the channel. Now, I'm going to chop up some of these local news stories and put them back on the channel. I want you all to share these stories out, promote them, get people talking about them. This is what's happening. Let the world know, let us all be a voice. Because without us, nobody gonna know about them. Nobody gonna know this stuff is happening. Now, let's get into quickies and rumors. Today's quickies and rumors. Now, so much stuff going on, but I just was like, that's a quickie. This is a rumor. Before I do that, I want to make sure y'all, good job. Thank you, Mrs. G. I hope you all hit that like button. I hope I got some likes, and y'all been doing a wonderful job of giving me love and watching the video. Shout out to the replay crew. Thank you so much. My little milestones mean a lot to me. Getting 200 views on a live 2 hours, it's a lot to me, So that's my goal. Y'all been helping me meet my goal. Thank you for that, crew. I appreciate it. All right, so now quickies and rumors. First thing is I want to let y'all know this. Neiman Marcus is basically saying, fuck y'all, and we're pulling out. So Neiman Marcus basically has come out and said that he only wants rich people shopping at his stores and plans to shut down all their bargain retail stores. Neiman Marcus last call. We are focusing on the most affluent customers where the price isn't the main consideration. Now, there's only 22 discounted stores remaining, and they plan to strip and get rid of all the stores. Now, y'all got to be careful where you want to shop at, They're saying that 2% of the company's customer base accounts for 40% of its business. They have a customer that shops 25 times a year and spends $27,000. They want those kind of customers versus us who go in, you know, grab a shirt here and there, get a bottle of cologne. So I wanted to let y'all know, be careful. You know, you next time you go in there, you give them some attention. They ain't looking for you and I. And I'm absolutely thinking about this. Like, you know, that's fucked up. You know, I don't. You just be careful where you shop at. I wanted to make sure you notice that they're and you know who you think they talking to. Y'all be careful now. Running around here. Yeah, I went to Neiman Marcus. Okay, because they don't want you. How much? And the next question is how much you spent. Oh, they don't want you. They don't want you, baby. You spent $200. Oh, okay. When you could have went to Macy's, who do want us. Fuck wrong with you? And now Macy's got their own issues, but this sounds very interesting to me. Kanye West. So we haven't really talked about him lately, but Kanye West has reported paparazzi to the police after they challenged him to a fight. So interesting that he's now, you know, challenging them, but he has every right to. This most recent incident, the paparazzi was in his face and they ran up to him like, "Oh, you want to fight? You want to fight?" And so instead of him doing that, his friends actually went down to the police station, filed a report against the paparazzi, which is what he should do. Now, this is the second incident. The first incident was him taking a woman's phone and throwing it on the ground. So now we know he's going to face charges in that instance. But in this instance here, he was definitely in his right. And Kanye, I got to give you props. That's the right thing to do. You are a former billionaire, you know, still a millionaire. This is the way you need to handle situations. So all hell is breaking loose, y'all. All hell is breaking loose. So Chloe has released the image for her latest single, and fans are like, "Bitch, what?" So she released this image. It's her and Chris Brown, and it's teasing us for her upcoming single. And so Chloe announced the collab, and most of her fans are like, "Nah, Chloe, we not going. Why would you team up with somebody that you know we don't like?" Fans are upset, baby. Chloe Bailey upsets fans with Chris Brown collaboration, and they unfollow. What the fuck y'all want? Some days y'all want Chris Brown. Some days y'all don't like him. Y'all get mad when they don't honor him, like at the AMA Awards. Then y'all upset that. Leave that man alone. I'm up for the collaboration. He's talented. What the fuck? He can't. He's not in that world no more. He's not trying to abuse. Leave Chris Brown alone. I want to hear the song. The fuck? You gonna unfollow her off of a collab? You wasn't her fan in the first place. You little. This ain't nothing but little high school ass children. Stop. Cut it out. Damn. It's just a fucking song. Gonna unfollow her and y'all mad over a song. I thought the visual was hot. I'm up for the song. I like Chris Brown and I like Chloe. And everybody with that whole I don't like Chris Brown because of what happened with Rihanna. Rihanna been let that shit go. She been came out here and spoke her piece. That man has been suffering for the rest of his life because of that. Ain't nothing ever gonna make it right. But I'd be damned if we start shunning him after all the shit that's going on. If you don't get these little fans out of here, piss me off. That's like, you know, I'm a whole Barb, but I can't stand the younger Barbs. I can't stand them. Shut up. Shut up. That's what I be wanting to say to him. So that's how I feel here. Let her go. Now, another thing in quickies and rumors, child, we got a couple alert. Now, before I show you this, I hope Nary's is still in the building. Look, these two allegedly is a couple now. Saucy Santana and Zell Swag. Child. What? Who? So allegedly, Saucy and Zell Swag are a couple. Now, this all came on the heels of Saucy Santana posting this.
Balloons, I love you. Hold on. Wait a minute. What we got here? Balloons, I love you. Hold up. Wait a minute. What we got here? I on Van Cleef, smoking on Chief Keef, the cheeks. Oh my God, please. This is cute. Got Van Cleef.
So he posted this Zell swag. So everybody's like, oh, they together. I said, this is cute. Two bottoms together. That's cute. Okay, girls, show me how to booty bump. They throwing it back on each other. Boom, boom, boom. Anybody that thinks Zell swag and Saucy Santana ain't doing this for PR, I do not see it. I don't. Maybe you call me what it is. Hate me, Roman, you being a hater. Yeah, okay. But this is called publicity to me. I can't see it. But apparently they've been out and about. They was at a game and hugged up with Nene together. So, okay. Another thing that was in quickies and rumors is Remy Ma. So Remy Ma finally came out and told us how she felt about Cardi B changing her picture to Nicki Minaj during Cardi B and Nicki Minaj's spat. And I always wonder, like, so you ain't gonna tell this hoe to take your picture? You ain't gonna tell this hoe to take your picture down? Like, damn, bitch, don't put me in your beef. Well, she came out to tell us how she actually felt about that.
Cardi was here on the show, and there was a question I forgot to ask her.
What?
Why she make you as her Twitter profile? Your face is still up there. Then I thought about why she did it. Because she was into with an old girl, and then you was into with the other old girl, and it was just the most pettiest. Y'all are all just petty. Isn't that? And the fact that
I didn't even do nothing.
and the fact
I didn't even tell her. I would pick
you caught her straight for no reason. Like you at home chilling with your kids.
Oh, I ain't catching straight. Hold up, be clear now. I ain't catching nothing. I was like this. I was at home like this.
Do you be looking at your
waiting like this? With my notifications on.
Okay. That's a good picture.
It was a good picture. I think that was from the it was like a anniversary of the 40/40 Club when I went out. But I have people, you know what I mean? People ask me all the time, or they'll hit me like, I have people literally like, it's like a petition, like, yo, we need your picture off our page. I'm like, one, I don't care at all, period. Two,
Well,
like,
people were saying that?
I promise you, like, you need to get your picture removed off of that. Like, this is impersonation. They're like trying to write to the people that own Twitter, say that she's impersonating me. But I with Cardi.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think people know that y'all really cool though. I mean, I know because we were in a group chat once.
We were in a
that group chat is silent.
You gotta get our group chat back.
Huh?
She's from the
Child, you always gotta ask, who asked you about a group chat? Why did that have to come up? Why do we gotta know that y'all was in a boring group chat talking about nothing? Jason Lee, give me a break. Remy Ma, girl, you just be straddling the fence. 1 minute you trying to rekindle some shit with Nicki, then the next minute you over here, whatever. I'm just glad to know that you standing alone. You're not in the bullshit. So you say. Another thing was Megan Thee Stallion's birthday was on February 15th, and this is the first time we got to see her out since the case. And she look.
Happy birthday, Prima!
Now, I have to say she didn't look pregnant to me. You know, it was rumors that she was pregnant. We had that on Quickies and Rumors. She didn't look pregnant to me. I told y'all we gotta wait to actually confirm.
Happy birthday, Prima!
She didn't look pregnant to me. The next thing in Quickies and Rumors is Glorilla. Now, we're finding a common theme with Glorilla is that she having issues with her fans. She's having issues with fan control. And see, that's a part of celebrity training. I won't say celebrity training, but PR training. Learning how to deal with them and manage them and blah, 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 all that good stuff. Well, I must agree, though. I loved her approach because I can't say if somebody threw some shit at me, what I would do. So y'all check Glorilla out.
Glorilla gets mad at Ben for throwing jacket at her in Denver.
Oh, I want to try. Who fucked through there? Oh, God. Who threw? Who that threw there? Who doing you with these red braids? Look, little girl, don't throw shit else at me. Don't throw nothing else at me. They hit me in my face. Don't throw nothing else at me. See, I was just gonna jump in the crowd. She done fucked it up.
I'm gonna take a couple of.
Now, I don't blame her for feeling that way. Don't throw shit at me while I'm on the stage. Don't throw, little girl, don't throw shit at me. Speaking along the lines and quickies and rumors, shout out to Faye Shaya. She sent me this clip, and I said this will go great with Glorilla. So you got a little girl throwing a towel on the stage. Check out this little girl.
Come up and hit me.
Girl.
For Axel?
Ma'am. Don't. No. Go over there with your mother. Go over there with your mother. Don't. Can you get your daughter?
Why this?
That's right. She came over there and got her little daughter together. You better get your. I know that's what she was telling her. You get your ass over here. That's right. She got her daughter together. Shout out to her for getting her child. How many times have you had somebody child try to play with you and you be like, you can't be doing that over here. Pull your cart and grab it away. Pull it out the line. I remember I was standing in the line, the cart, the baby just pulled my cart all out the line. I'm like, you see these lines in here? We can't play like that today. I'm trying to be cute and nice. Like, no, come on now. I'm trying to stand in this line for somebody to come take it. So shout out to her for getting on the child. Now, another thing in Quickies and Rooms, I told y'all we had a lot of stuff that was just like, we're okay. Jeffree Star. Now, y'all got to tell me if y'all thought this was offensive or not offensive. Y'all check out what he said. I think I'm going to say mine. Y'all let me know.
Who is your dream hookup?
Oh, wow.
Good question. I can't believe I didn't think of that.
I already had it. They have several Grammys and they're in the hip hop category and they will massacre me if I say their name.
Because they're also in Illuminati. It's Jay-Z.
No.
It's not Jay-Z. Do you know Jay-Z?
No.
You're not in the Illuminati then. He's not in.
I don't know what's going on over there. Hip hop's weird. They're all weird.
Why do you say that?
They're all freaks. They're all into everything. And there's just a lot of weird stuff going on over there. NFL is a lot more safer.
The NFL being safer, like, in what way is the NFL safer?
There's less games and trickery and weird shit.
But what trickery are we talking about? Is it sexual trickery?
No, just like the hip hop community, like the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different.
It's a way different game.
Yeah.
And then the NFL is not as much
Sports
that game.
It's more fun.
They're more simplified.
Yeah.
It's an objective goal.
Now, if y'all don't know about fetishization of black men, I think that was a very pointed conversation at fetishizing over black men. You've had somebody in the hip hop industry who's had several Grammys in hip hop, but you don't like hip hop or people in hip hop because they're all weird. The NFL is safer. The fuck that mean? Y'all better watch who y'all support. I don't support Jeffree Star. I don't know what's going on. And frankly, I'll probably roll my eyes if I saw some damn Jeffree Star somewhere. What kind of shit was that? So that came up. And then, so let me see what y'all are saying in the comments. Let me see where we at. Hey, Miss Rez, good morning. Good morning. Kanye is learning. Maybe he needed to leave Kim to get right. Okay. I think the main thing is she's a woman who supporting an abuser. It isn't just Rihanna. It was Karrueche and a host of other women. Karrueche still has a protective order against him. Oh, Chris Brown. I can't stand the Chris Breezy haters. Child, I don't care for Saucy. Like, look at all the other celebrities and normal people that have a past. People need to go on with the BS. And not for nothing, we've heard way too many stories about how Chris treats black women in those clubs. He don't see it for us. He degrades and gets them removed. That's the issue. But Risa, do you think that they should attack Chloe for this? Because in my eyes, I'm automatically assuming it's a song. It's entertainment. I guess I don't go to the point where I'm thinking maybe she's condoning his behavior. I don't know. But you do have a point. And now you just brought it to my attention. I understand now. for a lot of folks, it's not even just Rihanna. It's a deeper issue. And when you pair them with, apparently, when you pair them with like Chloe Bailey, it's almost like, okay, we don't fuck with him for that. So I could see that, but I'm just hoping that we could separate it and don't trash her record. Give it some support. I like her. I like Chloe Bailey as an artist. I think she got a good tune. That's an odd pair. I didn't think Saucy would think Zell was cute, but as long as they happy, because okay, look, as long as they happy, baby, backing it up, standing it wide, whatever. I can't stand Jerome bump. And okay, Jason Lee. Ugh. I was laughing at little girl. That would have me laughing too. You better come and get your baby if you don't want her to get popped. Okay. Yes, he definitely has a fetish. I cannot. Me either. It's so disgusting. Now, let's get into hot topics, y'all. We done been through around the world. Let's get into some hot topics. Now, I got a couple of topics that are just straight hot topics. So the first hot topic, and before I do that, I want to remind you today's show supports Eastern SEALs, their Black Child Fund. And the Black Child Fund has a lot of different programs. Specifically, one program I like is the Enriching Education for Black Students with Disabilities. So we did our part today and we supported $30 to that organization. So shout out to the crew. Shout out to Eastern Black SEALs for doing the work. All right, so in this first hot topics, I want to talk about Rihanna. So Rihanna Vogue cover came out. I posted it on my community wall. I thought it was beautiful. I didn't see any issue with it, but baby, people took so many issues with this cover. The first thing that I noticed was everyone saying that it's some emasculation of the Black man. How, where, and why, Sway? I'm just going to put my commentary straight on it. Where do you see her emasculating A$AP Rocky as her father of her child, him holding the baby? I think this comes from an insecure place. I think the Black men or the white men or whomever, what man thinks that this is emasculating men in general. I think you need to stop being insecure about your place. It is nothing wrong with allowing your woman, who is actually the leading lady in his life, it is nothing wrong with her serving this position in this picture. The fuck? And if this got you so insecure, then you go take your own fucking picture and have your woman standing in the back for you with your baby and put that out here. Why y'all so pressed? Let her be. And then, so she put out more pictures of her cute baby. So adorable. Look just like Rihanna. Got her forehead and everything. And so she put out a picture of her baby and says, "My son is so fine." And a stan, of course, a pit bull stan. No shade, but yeah, you would have to be a pit bull stan saying some shit like this. Who calls a baby fine? Everybody. And here go bad girl Riri. His mother. How many times a mother? Oh, you so fine. You so fine. You look just like your dad. You so fine. Y'all let it go. Let it go. But obviously, this took a toll. Now I know that Rihanna's probably not going to want to release more pictures of her baby because people have called her son, ugly, all kinds of horrible things. Her son is not ugly, adorable baby, and half you bitches need to be thankful that she did because she wasn't going to release anything. What we did find out was that Rihanna didn't know she was pregnant during her Vogue cover, her Vogue shoot cover. She didn't know she was pregnant until recently. So that was in December. So I'm thinking, oh, if that was in December and she didn't know and she found out before the Super Bowl, now we can put some timing around this. Like, oh, expect something this fall. Okay, so if we thinking she about to tour, that's not happening. So this album is definitely going to come out top of next year after the baby's been dropped. And then we'll probably see her tour next year. So she's going to push this along a long, long way. Roman said it. That's what I truly believe. Truly believe it. It's a new generation who consumes her music. Gen Z stands in it. They support artists who have similar politics as them. So when an artist supports a known abuser, this is the reaction. Times change. They're no longer separating art from the artists like prior generations. That's how abusers such as R. Kelly and others in entertainment was able to be active for so long. It is a beautiful picture. It was a beautiful picture. I don't understand how you can take from this picture that is the emasculation of a man. I mean, I think people were reaching. I think you get to a point where you're reaching. But I'm glad she clapped back. I'm so glad that Rihanna clapped back. Now, another story in Hot Topics is that Ime Udoka is no longer employed by the Celtics in any capacity. Now, it's so funny because I'm like, is this karma? Is this Ime Udoka's karma? Maybe they dropped him like it was a bad habit. They were like, all right, well, you know, your time was great, but no, no. Udoka is no longer employed by the organization. The move comes after Joe Mazzulla, who had previously been installed as the team interim coach, was named the team's permanent head coach. Now the situation appears to have reached a solution. We are thankful for the work he has done to help get us to this point and excited that he has agreed to lead us into the future. So it'll be interesting how he rebounds. I'm sure he can rebound. I'm sure he can rebound, but he's out. Now, I wonder if this lights the fire under Nia, because y'all know I said Nia sounds like she's gearing up for a lawsuit against the Celtics organization. Now that he's out, I wonder if this, and when they say in no capacity, meaning payment is done, we're done. I wonder if this frees her up to say, okay, let's go after them because the way they settled this. I don't know, but it'll be interesting. Another thing in Hot Topics, you all, Lil Duval is under hot fire. He's under some hot doo-doo. So Lil Duval is in trouble because of his old tweets. Now, these tweets happened between, I think, 2010, 2014. So here's some of the tweets. One tweet was, whenever my daughter period starts, that's when I'm going to be the first dude to dog her out. What? This was in December 27th of 2012. Now, I don't know if I was following him or not. Obviously, I didn't see no shit like that, but dog her out. Then he goes on. So most of y'all saying y'all started thinking about sex at 11 or 12. Okay, cool. My daughter is moving in with me at 10. This was in May 4th of 2012. Then we got Justin Bieber possessed fan. Hey, Justin, could you please rape me and my daughter, then hit me with a bat if I get out of line? This was February 27, 2010. Be real, fellas. If you fucked a girl and she has a daughter that you've seen grow up, would you fuck her when she grew up? This is September 12th, 2012. So they brought these comments to light. And very damaging. Very damaging. It's very disturbing. He's definitely going to get the Tiffany Haddish treatment. Absolutely. And anybody got their kids around him, if this ain't comedy, this is definitely not comedy. This is definitely not comedy. And when will comedians learn that you can't tweet your jokes? Because they're literal. They're prescriptive. People are going to read them and dissect them. You cannot tweet your jokes. This, to me, was a little bit much. Some folks in the comments were like, I find it funny how we all agree Twitter was at its wildest in those 08, 13 years, but we try to cancel celebrities for tweets from then if that makes sense. And someone under that said Lil Duval was 33 plus years old during that time period. Not a child, which is usually where the didn't know better phrase comes up. He wasn't a child then. 33 years older, he knew better. He knew better. So this man is facing a hell of a backlash, rightfully so. Okay, I understand them firing him, but did they fire the lady too? Of course not. Of course not. And if you notice, he walks behind her a lot. I don't see nothing wrong with it either. He ugly and he a dumbass. Bye. Cancel. Completely canceled. Completely canceled. Completely canceled. So Lil Duval made that comment. And talking about comments, yesterday on The View, Whoopi Goldberg put her whole foot in her mouth. Now, I understood where Whoopi Goldberg was going, crew, but I don't think she understood where she was going. So y'all check out what Whoopi Goldberg had to say, baby, and it's going to hit the news today because it was just yesterday. Y'all check out what Whoopi Goldberg had to say, and y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And shout out to the crew, and please give me a like, please.
We have American reparations. It started with 20 acres and a mule. There's more to do. People who have
never
been
got it.
No, we did get it. That's how my family got.
I had to pause right there. Wait, what? Not Whoopi saying that we done got our reparations. In the chat, can any of y'all tell me if y'all received reparations? Let me know, because I have not received not one bit. I will have my receipt to this day. I have not received anything. But Whoopi up here talking about some we done received our reparations. So check this
We
out.
have American reparations. It started with 20 acres and a mule. There's more to do. People who have
never
been
got it.
No, we did get it. That's how my family got Florida.
Y'all got 40
land.
acres and a mule because
Yeah,
my people
we
didn't
got
get none.
Well, you didn't do what my people. Well, maybe that's because your people didn't come and sit on the front and say we're not moving until you give us what we're owed.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, you know. But they weren't really looking for you. But they were looking for my folks, and my folks got it. And that's because that was what was promised. We pay reparations to many different groups in this country and have. And the idea that you would want us to pretend that we don't owe some.
Baby, I don't know what Whoopi was going through. I don't know what the fuck happened, but she is completely misinformed. So you have one commenter say, the government didn't keep its promise of 40 acres and a mule. Following President Abraham Lincoln's assassination on April 15, 1865, President Andrew Johnson resigned Field Order 15 and returned to Confederate owners the 400,000 acres of land. Exactly. He was able to do so because it was considered abolished decree, not a law during war, so he reversed it. Thank God that Abe abolished slavery through an amendment to the Constitution. Otherwise, there's no telling when or if slavery would ever end it. And I wanted to, there was a great way to end like our show today on this note, Black History note. So when we hear her say what she says, it's almost like, honey, first of all, by law, by the government decree, the whole, and this is something I might need to do more research on for our show. Field Order 15, land was returned to Confederate owners who owned those slaves. So that's where the land was returned. So when she says what she said, which I'm about to play again.
We have American reparations. It started with 20 acres and a mule. There's more to do. People who have been
got it.
No, we did get it. That's how my family got Florida.
Y'all got 40
land.
acres and a mule because my people didn't get none.
Well, you didn't do what my people. Well, maybe that's because your people didn't come and sit on the front and say we're not moving until you give us what we're owed.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, you know. But they weren't really looking for you. But they were looking for my folks, and my folks got it. And that's because that was what was promised. We pay reparations to many different groups in this country and have. And the idea that you would want us to pretend that we don't owe some.
I don't know how she gonna get her ass out of this. I was trying to see what her response was from the team or what, but ain't nothing come out. But it's like, whoa, girl, what are you talking about, Whoopi? Where did this? I'm not sure what the hell she was talking to, who she was talking about. Yes, hit that like button. Whoopi stays talking on her backside. Okay, Whoopi? When did we get our reparations, Sharon Johnson? You meant Karen Johnson. I feel sorry for his daughter. And shout out to the crew, Lil Duval. I feel sorry for his daughter as well. I mean, I completely do. It's so embarrassing to know that you was out here tweeting like that, and you're a comedian. And under the auspices, it was a joke. Now he hasn't responded or said anything. He hasn't responded to it at all. But it'll be interesting how he tried to clean himself up, and it'll be interesting to see how Whoopi tries to clean herself up. And shout out to the crew. Now, I had this funny little clip I wanted to show y'all at the end of the show today. I just thought it was funny. Now, this girl was flown out for Valentine's Day, and this man was expecting something in return. And when he realized she was not willing to do that, here's what he decided to do. Crew, check this clip out.
Buy your own ticket. You gotta buy your own ticket now.
Whatever. Just
Get out my car.
Just make sure you give me my fucking confirmation number.
What? Ain't no confirmation number.
What you mean?
Ain't no confirmation number. I'm catching the flight. I'm catching your flight. Buy your own ticket. You make sure you want them cheeks? Nah.
Yeah.
It's your bag. I ain't even getting your bag. Here, your bag right there.
I came here with nothing. Are you serious?
Cool. Go. I'm dead serious. You ain't want to give me no cheeks? You got a deal.
Nigga, you're lame as fuck.
I'm paying for your ticket.
Because you can't get no pussy.
I'm saying you gotta go. You gotta go. I'm not paying for your ticket. I'm not paying for none of that shit.
You're lame as fuck.
Hey.
You can't get no pussy.
All right. Buy your own ticket. Buy your own ticket. Buy your own ticket. Shut up.
How embarrassing at the airport. What? And so you know you had men in the comment. Here go one. She know exactly why she was flown down for. She still got a free one-way flight for doing nothing. Somebody else, it's not even about being thirsty. If you're having a man pay for your entire trip and you're giving him nothing in return, you're just weird. She just finessed the trip out of him. And the guy responds, not if that wasn't agreed on. Plenty of people fly people on trips expecting nothing in return. And so a female responds, based off their response, though, it seems like both parties weren't aware of this arrangement because they acting like they don't know what's up. She clearly wasn't going to have sex with him, but he flew her out with the intentions to have sex. They need to communicate better. The guy shouldn't have spent money on her flight without knowing what's up, and she shouldn't have taken her ass down there without telling him what's up. Simple. And I agree on her comment. I said this was simple. All he had to do was say, listen, you going to come down here? You know what I'm saying? Like he said, clap them cheeks. Okay. And she could have told him. But see, none of that went on. So went on a trip, dropped her off at the airport, canceled her flight. Now she had to book her own flight back. I wish I would. I'm definitely something gonna happen. Are you kidding me? I hope she had enough money to get back home. Woman, never, women and men, never find yourself in a situation like that. That had me laughing. What did she think? Wow. Whoopi said 20 acres. Yes, she did. What? I didn't get mine. Okay, it's truth in the joke. It is. And shout out to the crew. Hey crew, shout out to y'all. Listen, I have to do this again. Now, we didn't have a quote of the day and we didn't have a we didn't have a question of the day. We had a word of the day, and the word came from Carlos King. I want y'all to hear this again. It's truth in it. Remember our 4 words that we walk in this year with: affirmation, conviction, evolution, and faith. This follows all of those. So check this out.
Happy Sunday, Braindrops. I wanted to give you guys a message that has been sitting on my spirit, okay? In this new season of life, it is very important that you always choose you. And sometimes choosing you means you have to leave certain people behind. It doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't make them horrible people, okay? It just makes them people who you recognize that at a certain season in your life, they were there for you and you needed them. But as you continue to grow into who you want to be, as you become successful, and as you reach your highest potential, and as you continue to grow and grow into the person that God blessed you with, you're going to realize that certain people cannot go on this journey with you.
Amen, amen, amen. Take that with you. You'll realize that it's certain people that you just got to drop by the wayside. And if it's meant to be, they'll come back. But for a certain period of time, you might just have to do what you need to do. And shout out to the crew. And shout out to Easter Seals Black Child Fund. We supported them today with $30. Amazing programs, an amazing leader. Check out the top hour of the show. We learned some great facts about children with autism and special needs. And we had a great story on local news, specifically why it's important for us to stay in tune with this information. And I dropped the link in the chat. And I'll drop the link again if anybody's interested into just following up on this website or want to refer some families, your family or anybody you know. Here's the link. Click the link. Check them out. And if you want to donate directly to them. And shout out to the crew, baby. Did we do it? Did we do it? We cover everything. Dang, we got through it. These heavy loaded shows. Thank y'all for being here so much, crew. And to the replay crew, if you made it this far, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to wrap up the week with some stories, some topics, some conversation starters. And you always can follow the stories too and Google them. And if you find out some information, make sure you drop back down and say, hey, Roman, remember the story we was talking about? And I'll always be sure to follow up. Remember my question to the subscribers and members, please drop down in the comments, especially to the new folks to the channel, and welcome them. Let them know we tight over here. We will be live on Sunday, Wake and Breathe, so I can talk about Valentine's Day, my camping trip, all that good stuff. And we can get into some other topics. I'll drop the link. If anybody wants to come up, I'm going to play some music. It's just our day to chill, kick it back, take my hat off, and for us to kick it, you know, and it ain't no show. And crew, happy Black History Month to you all. I hope you all are celebrating it in stride. I hope y'all have enjoyed the shows this week. Thank you, Miss Queenie. Thank you. Thank you. What's going on Sunday? Our Wake and Breathe. We're gonna wake up together and have a little chit chat. I am learning at 40 that even though I am a wife and mother, I am still a woman and need to take care of myself and spend time with myself. It's gonna be like 7 a.m. We'll just be kicking it like around 7 a.m. Y'all come through. And until next time, crew. Until next time. It's been my pleasure. Until next time. Deuces.
Good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know it can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News. Let's go. Let's start this show.